am currently on my way to a job interview. I'm maybe like a slight bit nervous. Honestly, just kind of eager to see what happens, really. Okay, now recording. What is up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well today, and this video is going to be one of those ones where I just sit in front of the camera and talk and rant and ramble for a little while. I don't really have anything planned out or written down or anything for this video. I'm just kind of gonna speak from the heart about what's been going on. So first and foremost, I got a job, like, you know, a real person job. I've been doing YouTube for a long time, very long time. I created this YouTube channel a little over 12 years ago now, and I've been doing it basically full time for like the last 5 or 6 years now. I have gotten that question from time to time where people will ask, is this all you do? Do you have like a job on the side? And until like a couple weeks ago, yes, YouTube was completely all I did. So some of you guys probably know this, but when I was in high school, I could not stand it. I absolutely hated school. So I decided to graduate a semester early. And when I did that, I started taking the whole YouTube thing a lot more seriously and uploading regularly. And I've never really had like an actual job. The only 2 jobs that I've really ever had besides YouTube are I worked at a fast food place for like 2 days, and then the owner accused me of stealing, and then that place went out of business. So that was basically my first job. And then also before I moved to Oklahoma, I was doing some contracting stuff on the side. I don't think I ever talked about that, but it was just like going into houses, tearing down walls, throwing away people's garbage, tearing up carpets, putting in flooring, moving a lot of furniture, doing drywall, all of the contracting stuff that people do. So why now, at this point in time, did I end up getting a part-time job? Because I needed money. That's just the cold hard truth of the matter, is that your boy needed some cash. So I've never really been super vocal about my financial situation and stuff like that. I've always felt like it's kind of a personal thing that I just wanted to keep to myself. But to provide a little bit of context here, around like end of May, beginning of June, I was just in a tough spot financially, and I felt like for the last couple months in a row, I had just been like scrambling to come up with as much money as I possibly could to like make rent at the end of the month. And I just felt like the last 2 days of the month were always just super stressed, just trying to come up with money. I mean, I always did, and I've always figured it out, but it just was a lot to have to deal with that stress. And it kind of just reached a point where I was like, okay, I really don't want to be stressing every single month, and I want to actually be able to put money away in savings and like build up some wealth and just like work on my financial literacy and all these things and like actually have some money to spare. And if you don't know, YouTube is not very consistent. 1 month you make a bunch of money, and then 1 month you make not a lot of money. So I just figured that getting a part-time job of some kind would be my best option to just have like something stable on the side. And the first place, really one of the only places I applied to, was Guitar Center. So I submitted the application, they got back to me, I did a little group interview, I did a phone interview, and then they were like, hey, we want to offer you the job. So I was like, cool, let's do it. And then I went in for the training. It was like 4 days of training. And as of right now, I've done probably like 4 or 5 real actual shifts, and it's been pretty cool so far. Obviously, there's a lot that I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm still trying to learn, but I will say that I've already learned so much in just the short time that I've been there, and it's been a very humbling and very educational experience for me. It's also kind of funny because sometimes Guitar Center gets a really bad reputation for the workers being like super pretentious and kind of snobby towards everybody, but all the people that work at the store that I work at are just like the coolest people ever, and they're so helpful and so welcoming. So I'm really thankful for that because it made this experience a lot easier to kind of transition into. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Another reason that I took the job and I felt like it would be just the perfect job for me to do on the side is because everything that I learned there is going to directly feed into this YouTube channel. Just all the stuff that I have learned and I'm gonna learn about guitars and pedals and music gear and bands and just everything. It's all just gonna inspire me to make more content and give me more ideas for shorts and for long form content and all that stuff. I also get to be just surrounded by music gear for like 4 or 5 hours a day, which is super nice. Also, not to mention all of the really cool people that I'm gonna meet and have met already. I've met drummers and other musicians who are down to jam, and I've met people who have checked out my YouTube channel and subscribed and everything. And I think overall it'll just be a really cool chapter in my life as a whole. Okay, sorry, I just took a brief intermission because I went to the gym. Fresh cut pineapple. My favorite fruit. Anyways, I don't remember exactly what I was saying before, but I do remember that I was about to say the plan is definitely not for me to just quit doing YouTube and work at Guitar Center for the rest of my life. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's just not really my passion. So the plan for the time being is for me to just work there part-time, keep doing YouTube, and really just try to be a lot smarter with the way that I spend my money, and save my money, and invest my money. I'm not like a reckless spender or anything. I don't just spend money on crazy stuff. I live pretty frugally. I eat the same meal every day. I shop at Goodwill. I, always buy things on having discount. But there's definitely a lot more things that I could be doing differently and a lot more ways that I could just learn about money in general. So I think that's kind of what I'm going to focus on for this next little chapter of my life. I also have realized about myself recently that money has never been the goal for me. Obviously, money's not the goal, because if it was, I wouldn't be doing YouTube and trying to do music. I would have gone to school and became like a brain surgeon or something if money was the only thing that mattered. But obviously, even on YouTube, you can make a good amount of money if you monetize a channel the right way, and me personally, it's just never been a focus of mine, so it's never been something that I've tried very hard to do. I could have accepted plenty of stupid AI sponsorship opportunities, sold my soul in order to make a couple extra bucks on this channel, but that's just really not what I'm about and who I am as a person. And I think that's just a big part of my character as a whole, is that I probably am never really going to care about money just as a thing itself. But the harsh reality of this world that we live in is that money can provide things that you wouldn't otherwise be able to obtain. I really don't think that money can buy you happiness, and that's coming from somebody who doesn't have a bunch of money, who grew up very poor, not having any money. I've seen a lot of people who have tons and tons of money that live absolutely miserable lives. I come from a family that has basically no money at all, but I will say that I do come from a very, 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 very loving family, which is a huge thing. It made me who I am as a person, and it's why family is so incredibly important to me. It sounds corny, but something that my mom has said before is that we're not rich with money, but we're rich with love. And so to me, having an amazing family and being surrounded by people that you love and care about, that love and care about you, having real human experiences and just living life with other humans, that is what feels like in my heart real wealth to me. All that to say, it would be nice to have some money. As much as I do think about selling all my worldly possessions and just moving into a cabin in the woods somewhere, the current reality is that I need to make money. So the ultimate goal for me is just to be able to do what I love and not have to really worry about money. I don't need to be making $100 million bajillion a year, but as long as I'm making enough to where I can live well below my means and just kind of save up money and invest some money, just moderate financial freedom is really all I need, and maybe that'll lead me to want to have complete financial freedom at some point. I'm eating my pineapple. Don't judge me. But anyways, in regards to the YouTube thing, honestly, I don't really even think it's gonna affect the upload schedule that much. Honestly, if anything, I've been almost more inspired lately to really want to work hard on the YouTube channel, because now I have this thing of like, okay, I don't want to work at Guitar Center for the rest of my life, so I have to do something with this thing that I've been building for the last 12 years or so. It definitely is weird to not have all the time in the world to work on the YouTube channel and on the music and everything. This has definitely been the busiest time in my life, because there are actually legitimately some days when I just can't work on YouTube stuff. So I have to kind of plan ahead and work around that, but I'm figuring it out slowly but surely. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really know what else I have to say. I am just kind of trying to figure all this stuff out. All this life stuff. It's so complicated, man. Why they gotta make all this life stuff so complicated? But hey, at the end of the day, we're still alive, we're still kicking it, and we're figuring it out as we go. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I don't really got much else for you here. There's probably some other points that I wanted to talk about, but honestly, this is just kind of a free-form, rambling video. Might be super boring to like 95% of everybody, but for those of you who have watched this far and who do care about my whole journey and my story and everything, I do really appreciate you guys a lot, and your support does not go unnoticed. I think because I've been doing this for so long, it's really easy to sometimes get kind of jaded to just the YouTube thing, but like, it's freaking awesome, dude, that I have 70,000 subscribers on this channel. It might not be a whole lot to some people, but if I told my 12-year-old self that this was gonna be my life one day, I really don't think he would have believed me. So truly, I am living the dream. What I've always wanted to do is make YouTube videos, and it's always kind of felt like if I get a part-time job or if I do anything else, it's like a failure. Like I've been defeated and I'm giving up, but it doesn't have to be that way, and it's perfectly normal to like work an actual real person job, even if the goal is eventually to get back into doing YouTube full-time. I love you guys. Thank you for always being there and supporting me and just being along for this crazy ride, this crazy journey. It's pretty wild that I've documented the last however many years of my life. You guys have been here through the ups and the downs and every which way in between. This really is just the start of a whole new chapter, even if it doesn't feel like it. The videos are going to be leveling up because I'm just going to be working a lot harder. I have like something to prove now, kinda. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much. You mean the world to me, and I will see you all in the next